Pain and suffering. A Buddhist teacher once said, pain is unavoidable, suffering is optional. Although this axiom is somewhat glib, it highlights an important distinction, perhaps best illustrated by example. Imagine you are walking through your home, distracted. Maybe you're distracted because you're thinking of the long list of things you need to do: going shopping, paying bills, raking the yard, setting a date with a friend. Or you are distracted by the past, like a sweet memory of a trip with a loved one, or something unpleasant, such as a recent argument. You stub your toe. Instantly, there is a sharp stabbing pain. Ow! Maybe you utter a few choice curse words as you hop around on the other leg, finally making it to a chair where you collapse. Automatically, you encircle your throbbing toe with both hands, holding it, providing care and comfort, and the pain slowly subsides. Pain is a sensory experience caused by a physical injury, such as stubbing your toe. We also feel pain during mental distress or psychological injury. These psychological injuries range from mild, caused by thoughtless or unkind words, for example, to severe, such as the pain from losing someone you care about. The pain after a loss is grief and involves both physical and psychological components. Our minds often react to pain in ways that make the situation worse. This is how suffering begins. Common ways our minds tend to react to pain that make the situation worse include avoidance, which means turning away from what is painful, and judgment, which can show up as self-blame, criticism, and shame. When grieving, avoiding painful emotions can take many forms, such as staying constantly busy, escaping into fantasies, indulging in food, and self-medicating. In each case, the mind responds to pain by trying to distract itself. Avoidance can worsen things because it prevents the pain from receiving the healing attention it needs. The pain of a stubbed toe lingers when it is not held with loving care. Suffering also occurs when our minds are critical and sometimes harsh, blaming us for pain, criticizing us for not being strong, and sending unhelpful messages like, "You should be over this by now. There's something wrong with you." When our minds react this way, there is the actual pain from the injury and secondary pain caused by the judgmental thoughts. Mindfulness involves paying attention to our experience in the body and mind. It helps us notice when we're avoiding pain or being overly critical of ourselves. When we see how these reactions make our suffering worse, we can choose to respond more thoughtfully. Without mindful awareness, we tend to react to pain automatically and without thinking, which is often not helpful. Pain, whether caused by physical or psychological injury, needs gentle attention. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh said that crying babies must be noticed and then given care and comfort. Our painful emotions are the same. Responding to them with loving kindness helps us suffer less. Pain is unavoidable. Suffering is optional. Painful experiences, whether physical or psychological, are an inherent part of being human. It's helpful to remember that without pain, joy is not possible. Suffering, at least some of the time, is also part of being human. We cannot eliminate suffering entirely, but we can learn to notice how our minds can amplify our suffering. With mindful awareness, we can respond to pain differently, leading to less stress and more healing through self-directed, loving kindness.